Let me get out of studio mode. That makes life easier. So yes, there we go again. Just where the money that we raise from Extra Life really helps. And again, some things to note that wherever you are in the world out there, you can donate to Extra Life, and you can also participate in Extra Life. If it's something that interests you. Again, thanks to Battery H for that $15 donation. Every single dollar helps these kids, helps these hospitals do things like the trauma center at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia is able to do. But we had participants from 97 different countries last year. Participate, play games, and raise money for all these hospitals. 170 odd hospitals are part of this network that we play for this Children's Medical Network and Extra Life. And so we had representatives from 97 different countries be able to do it. I know in particular we've got a participant in Germany and one in Great Britain as well. Both Rift players primarily. In fact, I got to catch Honey Beaver. Honey Beaver doesn't have a firm schedule, so it's tough to catch her streams in the little time that I have. But I definitely want to get back and manage to catch one of her streams. I think when I was actually watching Battery H and he rated her, watching one of Battery H's streams and he rated her, so I was actually able to catch her stream then. And she's also a Tryon creator, as I am as well. But yeah, so I definitely got to catch one of her streams, see how she's getting along. But in the meantime, yeah, let's dig into here. So first things first, let's talk about sheriffing here. Let's talk about sheriff seat. Where are we, Matty? We want to go to Matty. I don't know how to pronounce it, so we'll just call it Matty. Oh, for God's sakes, are you serious? Not that it matters anymore, but still. That'll be the last time we do this anyway. So, boop. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop in here. Screens, nothing changes here. It's all about the screens, completed buildings. Oh, okay, here we go. I didn't even look at this. So, shuttle just laying out, hey, these buildings have been, which is actually a pretty good idea. Because the only time you could see any of this stuff here, any of these here, is if you are ruler of that particular seat, be it the parish, the county, the province, whatever. So as just a regular parish member who doesn't have that control, you can't see what's been built. And of course there's a little pop-up here that you can't see that my overlay doesn't pick up. But this says Combat Arena, current level 10. It shows you what level this building is. Now, of course, if it's grayed out, that means it's located here. And see, that's already maxed out already. Oh, look at that. So, of course, we can donate resources to it. If it was not maxed out, of course, we could delete it if we so desire, which we don't. Well, actually, we could delete this because it is fully upgraded. And in Age 1, all those bonuses stick around. Which is nice, and I think that was another bonus to the Era Worlds, in that the bonuses stick around in the parish, county, in the seats. The bonuses stick around even if you delete those buildings, whereas in the ages here, from age 2 onwards, they do not. If you delete a building, you lose whatever bonus it provides to you. So we could actually theoretically delete this. I'm not, I already said I wasn't going to do any changes here. This is more or less just a look, we're a sheriff type thing here. But one of the interesting things I had thought originally, when I looked at, when I occasionally flip through different things here, different screens for the capital worlds, I had originally thought that each of the capital villages were a larger size. Like Parish would be the smallest and county a little bit bigger. But if we do this, we go to Maddie and Don Mariano here. As you can see, it's these are actually, the villages are the same size. Now the screen is a little bit off. But you can see it's that monk chant's not going away, so I'm just going to leave it. These are the same size. So if we pop here now into the province, hello. If we can get without going to black screen, as you can see, again, these are the same size. All the buildings are the same as well, so you can place all the buildings in a county, province, capital, etc. and level them up as well, that you can in the parish. So none of this stuff changes. The only things we don't have, as you can see, are a town square. What else are we missing here? Just go back here. So we're missing the church as well. We're missing statues, and we're missing the town garden. I should say not the square, but the town garden. So those things are not present outside of a parish capital, and that's because when you're in a parish, all the buildings that you place also provide, or most of them I should say, some of these are specific to the capital, but other things like, where are they? Where's the tunnelers? Oh, tunnelers are right here, or the siege engineer, but like the tunnelers, they're in the first screen, aren't they? Yeah, like the tunnelers, the ballista makers, stop it, the turret makers, but in particular, the church, the town garden, and the statues, they provide bonuses to everybody in the parish. So, for every statue we place in the parish, that gives you a 1 point of honor bonus, whatever it is in the parish. If we place the town garden, that gives you an honor boost. If you place the church, obviously it gives faith points to everybody in the parish, depending on the level. Well, the higher seats, the county and the province seats, don't work like that, because you've got, they basically oversee the parishes. So giving a parish faith points doesn't really sort of make sense. Now, of course, they probably could have designed it to where everybody in the county would get faith points, but then that would sort of kind of unbalance the game at that point. So starting with the county, province, and country levels, at those levels, every single building you see here only provides the actual county building, castle itself, with those bonuses. So the siege engineer is only for the county. If we go here, the tunnelers, only for the county. The turret makers, the ballista makers, those only provide the ability to build them in the county castle that we see here. So there's the ballista makers. So again, the same type of things that we see in the parish, but instead of saying, having the turret makers enable every village in a parish to also build turrets, this only allows the actual county castle to build the turret, or whatever particular building it is. So that's one of the differences there. Let me get back to back to this screen. But otherwise, everything, and again, here, the guild buildings. There are no guild buildings. Why? Again, because these are pretty much just bonuses for everybody in the village. All your resources, your wood, your stone, all the food stuffs, and all the honor good and the weapon productions. Those, what these buildings did, just essentially provides a bonus to everybody in the parish, a bonus production value. It ups the production value. Again, since there is really no village individual villages in the county, it's all the parishes. These buildings are not present. So essentially, what the county, what these higher seats are, the higher capitals are, they're war machines. So you got your supply depot, you got your barracks, of course, you got your laborers' billets to help build the castle faster. You got, you got the town hall, because that just speeds up the time that these things take to build in the village itself. County army is 600. Yes, indeed. Yes, and that's another difference as well. The max army size in the county, if you have all the barracks built, which we do here in Maddie, all the barracks are built, as you can see. Supply depot. Oh, we can build one more supply depot here, I see. So do we have room for a supply depot? So everything else builds the same. So I could just throw this right down here. This tells you the number of flags, how much gold. So otherwise, the placement of stuff is no different. And of course, the supply depot speeds up the capital army. But yes, as Taz points out here, another one of the differences is the max number of troops if you have all the barracks built. So the parish, now let me see here, I think Don Mariano, we have everything built. So yes, the max parish army is 500. So we get to the county level, we get an extra 100 troops there. Now let's see, province level, Province level 750. And now if we go into the province, you can see what I'm talking about here. As you can see, the building tab completely gone since I am not, what is this? Governor. Since I am not governor of the province, shuttle is. Oh look, I've got some votes available too. 21. See, I'm trying to figure out what determines how many votes I get per day. Because how much did I have? I checked yesterday morning, and they had elected me sheriff yesterday morning. And I think I had, 13 votes already, or no? How many votes did I have? I forget. 12? I might have had 12 votes. I forget. I already had a certain number of votes. I'm like, oh, well, that's odd. And so not quite figuring out how this works. I mean, for the parish, you get 3 votes per village you have in that parish. So if you have 2 villages in a parish, you get 6 votes per day in order to vote for steward of that parish. Not exactly sure how it calculates for the capital, because I've got, well, now I have 4. Let's go back in here. I've got obviously, yeah, see here, these are because I'm steward. I get a certain number of votes for steward. I'm not even sure how it works for stewards, how many we get. So I've never really calculated it, but do we have? Oh yes, okay. So we got plenty to vote shuttle back here at the end of the stream here, which I gotta watch my time because I do have to get dinner ready to go, and Aaron has track practice. Diplomacy kicks in again tonight, so that's why I sort of want to try to get through all the important stuff here. The number of parishes gives you votes. Okay, that's why I sort of figured the number of parishes gives you votes. I would assume for the county as well, if we get here into the province now. Voting. Obviously, for the province, you have to be a sheriff in order to be able to vote for your governor. So as you can see here, now that I am sheriff, I am able to vote in the gubernatorial elections. Of course, once I turn the county back over to shuttle, I will no longer appear on this screen because I will no longer have the power to vote for governor. So, in fact, you know what? We might as well vote right now. We might as well vote for shuttle here, as you can see. Let's go ahead and vote for shuttle. Boom! Look at that. So, hey, we voted in our first gubernatorial election here in Stronghold Kingdoms. Yes! So, vote for shuttle. A vote for shuttle is a vote for freedom, peace, and prosperity. So good. We did that, but yes, so 21, that's odd, because I'm only governor of one county here in the region. So this has been 2 days, so it's not, even if we go 3 days, so I'm thinking then we get 7 votes per day, if it's counted 3 days. That's the only thing I can figure out with why I would have 21 now. That would be the closest math I could do. County, oh yes, the country army. So yes, that's what we were looking at too. So 750 for the province and the country. 900. So we're missing probably a barracks or two here in the in Manila. But as you can see here, here's the big difference here. So the country village, way bigger. Now the castles don't change. They're all one set size. But as you can see here, much bigger in terms of buildable space here. But again, don't have access to the tabs. But again, these tabs would all be the same. I would imagine that you wouldn't be able to do make any other changes or have any additional things, because it's all basically a military operation at that point at the higher county seats. But there we go. There are the differences, and of course everything costs flags and gold. So so as long as there is a sheriff in Mati, every day the county seat will gain a flag as well, just like the parishes do. Those are pretty much the major differences there. And of course, glory, getting glory points as well. Being sheriff of a county gives you more glory points, and of course, by default, will give your house more glory points as well. The more counties and such that your house has a hold of. So we're getting a little extra glory here for House 1, even though we are out of the race. And again, this is one of the reasons why I decided to do this now, because we're out of the race. The glory points don't matter to us. Won't affect House 17 at all, because they've pretty much got the round locked up. So again, thanks to the House 17 peeps for letting us do this today. Turn things a little bit red here for the show. But yeah, that's we're sheriff here. What is it? What is the army here? Let me pop back in here. How many troops do we have? Boop, 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 boop. So we're at 257 right now. 307,000 gold. What is the teeth? Does he have teeth set? So yeah, as you can see here, the teeth here. Now, when you're in the parish, the teeth taxes each individual player's village. So if you have 3 villages in a parish, all 3 villages are being taxed, so you're paying a little bit higher wage rate here. Again, for the higher seats here, for the county seat, you're actually taxing each parish. So if we go into the parish here, let's go into lapu-lapu. We go here, so that's the county teeth. So that's what each parish in the county is now paying. We're paying 450 gold a day to Mati. And so this is what we're pulling in per day at Mati, 31,000 gold. So obviously, a county with a lot of parishes can bring in a lot of gold over a short span of time. And of course, we can adjust this all the way down to a bribe too, which gives gold back to the parish. So if we were to give gold back to the parish, then the parish would be gaining gold from the county. And of course, we don't want to leave that. So we'll put that back up where it was. So again, and then same thing. All this stuff at the age change gets wiped out. All the county seats, all the kingdom, the provinces all get wiped out. So again, if you happen to be a sheriff, if you happen to be a governor, if you happen to be the monarch of the country, before the end of the age, you essentially want to set this to bribe, to send out the gold to all the parishes, and then the parishes would in turn send all that gold back out to the players. That way, otherwise it's just wasted gold. So I might as well give it out to everybody out there playing the game. And then, of course, when the new age comes, you go ahead and set the taxes back up to pretty much maximum, so you can get as much tax as quickly as possible. But yeah, that is what it's like being a sheriff. So at the end of the day, being a sheriff, you're pretty much in control of everybody in the county here. You set the rules and the guidelines, and pretty much like we do here in the parish. Now, we sort of take care of the AI that's in the parish and some of the surrounding parishes as well. We'll knock out anything within honor range here. The county as well should have an honor range. If I can find the capital again, here we go. So if I were to go to do this, boop, as you can see, honor range, it may be bigger. Let's take a look here. See if I can compare this bubble a bit here. No, bubble looks like it's the same. So it's the same aggro range here, or honor range, I guess I should say. Maybe it is a little bit bigger. Let me see where we top off here. So we're topping off right about where Kokomon is there. Where's for Kokomon here? Curiosity. Maybe a little bit bigger. It's probably it's probably about the same. Yeah, because that would be right along the top here. Yeah, so the aggro bubble doesn't change. I think actually there's a card that does affect that. So this is probably dependent on person. So if I played that card that increases my honor range, this would this bubble here would increase at that point. So otherwise it should be standard. The county seat doesn't affect the honor range. But again, you can send out the army to anything within honor range, just like you can at parish. So the county seat, since the county is pretty much military, you would find as a sheriff, you're probably looking to take out the AI castles more often than not, especially the big bad wolf castles, which we actually have a lot of rats around, which is nice. Finally seeing a lot of rat castle spawns. But here we go. There's a big bad wolf there. I think there was a wolf here too. So you're looking to do that because it's a lot easier, again, depending on how many parishes you have in your county, to bring that gold back and rebuild the army. And you have a slightly bigger army too, which helps as well. That's sort of the things you want to do as sheriff. You just want to make sure your county is under your control. Everybody's behaving themselves. And you sort of want to be looking to take out, help people with the AI, if they can't help, if their parish is a little bit weaker or something like that. But otherwise, yeah, not much more to it than that. But yes, we're sheriff. Woohoo! We are the sheriff of not Nottingham, but Davio Oriental. Now that would be cool if you could actually play on one of the worlds that have the British Isles. You can say, "Hey, I'm the sheriff of Nottingham." I think that would be the steward of Nottingham in that case. But there we go. Yes. So let's take a look at what else we got here. We attacked a bandit camp. Yep, another teeny guy. Let's take a look at our new. Speaking of parishes, our new parish down here, Lavillon. Now we took a look at the castle. Lavagan. So again, we looked at what we did here. Again, everything here is pretty much maxed out. I don't think... Oh, I can build a... Oh, that's right. I'm a little short here on troops. So one more barracks. So I'm definitely going to have to build a barracks before the end of the age so I can max out the army. But again, we ain't got a whole heck of a lot of gold right now. And again, the rogue had wiped out the army. So my main goal here the next 2 weeks is to see if I can get the army built up back to max. That way I can send, I can actually destroy some of the AI here to begin with, but also to, we got all those built, okay, but to also be able to send out and have that army readily available once I rebuild the barracks. That way I can sort of reinforce my villages. I'm probably going to end up with 2 villages here. Once Dougie Fresh gets captured, I'm going to take another village here since I already have 2 in Don Mariano. I do want to get another one in Don Mariano, however. That way I can have 3 here and to help a little bit with the tax rate to get a little bit more gold into Don Mariano. Especially, again, once the age changes. With so few villages in Don Mariano and Lavagan here, it's going to be tough to rebuild gold in the parish here. Lapu-lapu will have no problem. If I max out taxes for the first week or so of the age, to at least get enough gold to build the stuff we need, then it's just a matter of how are we going to accumulate flags besides the one per day. So we'll have to work on that. So I would definitely like to have a second village in Lavagan here and a third village in Don Mariano. And probably even because I even got Taz here, so I'd really like to have another one in Don Mariano, but it might behoove me to actually get 3 here in Lavagan like I have here up in Mako. And then if Mako opens up in the second age, I forget whether it's the second, I think it's the third age, they actually add more charters to parishes. So we might be getting a couple more charters here come the second or third age. We'll have to see. I'm definitely going to snag villages here too. So I'm definitely going to need some more village slots, which means I'm probably going to be having to rank up, especially if we do get more charters here in Mako. So I'll definitely have to rank up to Crown Prince and start some researching there. But yes, let's take a look at New Bornaith here. We are a forest in Bornaith here, so let's head back out to the world map. As you can see here, the little icon here, a little bit different. It is a forest. So forest has lots and lots of trees, bonus to your wood industry as well. Very, very little building space. This is almost like a salt flat or a marshland, where the bulk of the building space is taken up with a specific resource. The difference is in the marshland and the salt flat, you can build the honor good or the pitch rigs here. Forest, not so much. The forest in that regard is more like one of the highlands, to where, place near trees. I'm in the trees. Now, of course, in the single player games, you can actually put your woodcutters' huts right in the middle of the forest. Here, it's not going to work. You can only put it on the edge of the forest. So all this is unbuildable space here. Pretty much like, where's our highland? Bylane is the highland here, or no, it's not. Sort of like this here. Very limited space here. This is limited here. I think it's the mountain peak that's a little limited. Lapu defense. I don't think I have anything different, do I? But if we go take a look at, I think it's board down use as the salt flat here. This is still buildable space here, but we can only put salt pans there. So we do, the general space is a little bit limited, but you still have a lot of buildable space. Here, again, the highlands, a little bit less. Mountain peaks are even worse, a little bit less space there. But again, the forest definitely limits you on your buildable space, even for woodcutter huts and that such. So I can't even, go back there. See, I can't even put it back in there. So you have to be very, very careful about what you put in here and how much. So as you can see, we're going to be limited on food resources, limited on ale. And again, this is one of the things I'm going to have to do over the next 2 weeks is sort of build up. It looks gorgeous and quiet. Yeah, quaint. Yes, I thought you might like that, cat. Yeah, we're not going to be able to flood this too much. But yeah, it's quite cozy right now. But yeah, I am going to have to work over the next couple of weeks to make sure all my villages have enough foodstuffs, in particular, built up. Not too worried about resources, but it's really the food that's going to be the issue because, again, we lose all those parish bonuses we have right now. So the 18,000 legs of ham that we are currently producing, that's going to drop down to about where are we at now? 100. I think max bonus is 100%. So that's going to drop down to like 8,000 or 9,000. That's going to be a little dicey when your peasants are eating 14,000 units of food per day. So we're going to have to keep building to make sure we can sort of maintain our stock of food here, and that's going to be tough in a couple of these villages because I simply don't have like the production, like the apple production in 1 or 2 villages is on the edge. I can't even with normal rations, I'm actually losing difference there. But if we do this right now, as you can see, we still have plenty of food per day to really max out our honor, our popularity. But again, with the age change, we're going to lose those bonuses, so we're going to have to watch popularity, stuff like that. So if we get some nasty weather, I think the weather is pretty good now. Yeah, we got sunny spells, so that helps. But we got a thunderstorm here. We're not going to be able to beef up our rations to increase the popularity, so that's going to be tough. So we want to make sure we've got enough production to help through those tough times there. But otherwise, the other big difference with the forest is that you've got completely one side of the castle is unattackable. No army can attack from this side of the castle. So I don't particularly know what happens if you don't scout a village. Once you scout a village, then this will show up if the village is a forest. But if you don't scout the village forest and you don't know it's a forest, this is the same. This doesn't change. So it's always this side the forest is on. So it gives you some nice defense. But if you don't particularly know that a village is a forest, you don't happen to look, and you attack from this side, I don't know what happens to your army particularly. It might actually not allow you to attack if you place the army there and try to attack. That would be an interesting experiment. I would have to pick somebody's Forrest Village to try to attack and see if that works, or see what happens. But yeah, so this side is completely blocked, defended. So you're only able to be attacked from 3 sides, which makes building a forest castle a little bit easier and a little bit more unique. You know, you can put all your weak stuff over on this side, not worry about it, and focus on making the other 3 sides a little bit stronger, which is what we've been doing here. So we've got 10 hours of building left to go here. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and throw this in here. I'll throw that there. So I'm only trying to keep 24 hours worth of castle constructs going. You know what I do want to do here, however, is go ahead and recruit some more troops. We'll go 5 and 5 this time. Then I can go back here. Watch my time here, so I do want to get on with Battle Report of the Week here very shortly. Then I should have, I want to save time for an epilogue I have today. I wanted to try today. So oh, you know what? I gotta read my house proclamation, or my county proclamation too. Let me do this real quick then. I want to really, I've got the tunnel built already. So what I really want to do is something like this. See, now that, generally speaking in my villages, if you've noticed over time, you know, the corners seem to be the place in a basic village where you want to put your weakest stuff. So generally speaking, you would throw your barracks in the corners here, because the AI tends to focus going towards the center. Obviously, you know, the way you position your catapults and aim your catapults, you can really destroy stuff in the corners. But generally speaking, the foot troops will tend to move more towards the center than they will towards the corners. So you always want to put your strongest defenses in the centers in terms of anti-troop type stuff. But since with the forest we can put all our barracks on this side, this leaves us more room to configure slightly different defenses here. And I think what I do want to do is throw a ballista here, because a siege camp should be coming any day here, and being a prince, it's not going to be pretty, those ladder attacks. You know what? Let me. Is the siege camp here? Oh yeah, siege camp is already here, so never mind. So that had to be one of the. This may have been stopped by diplomacy, the first attack then, or no? You know what? Maybe it might not have launched that attack yet. Regardless, what I want to do, I definitely then want to build. I want to throw down the ballista there, which is nice because it's only a 5-hour build, I think, on that, right? Oh no, 2 hours. Okay, so I've got that maxed out. I think they're 5 hours by default. With your research maxed out for Castle Construct, it's 2 hours, which is nice. So that only adds 2 hours to the build. Another thing I want to make sure of is that, yes. So we'll do that. So that's going to add 12 hours. So that's going to put us about, okay, 23 hours, which is perfect. Not much protection here right now, but that's okay. Depending on when the siege camp launches its attack. You can't set up on forest side. The game sets the forest in the empty army placing screen. Oh, so even if you don't scout, it's there. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if the forest was there if you didn't scout it, but it's there whether you scout it or not. Okay. Which makes sense, because all you have to do is look on the village screen, or the map screen here, and you see, oh, it's a forest, and you know where the forest is at. It would be interesting if they had randomized the side where the forest gets placed, But they don't do that kind of thing. Megan asked to attack something with county army. No, you promised not to do anything. Well, I mean, if I attack a bandit camp or a wolf lair, that's fine, because I don't want to, I don't want to waste the, the gold or the parish army, because, obviously we don't know what Shuttle may have plans for the next 2 weeks. Plus, we don't know what the rogue situation is going to be like for the next 2 weeks. So, we don't want to put, the counties in a position where we might need the county army to attack a rogue or something. But I'm sure they wouldn't mind if I attacked a wolf lair or bandit camp here, because they should have max hit points here. I just want to see what our army size is here. That's not too bad for a smallish wolf lair here. I don't want to waste catapults, but again, the cost of the army too is the same as in the parish, so that doesn't change. The problem is I don't know particularly what the sizes are of some of these wolf lairs, and my scouts, I don't have any nearby scouts. Let's see how long my closest scout would be to somebody in honor range here, like you. Oh, you're actually in honor range of Don Mariano. That's right. Let's 10 minutes. Yeah. We'll scout that, see if it's a smaller guy, and see. In the meantime, we'll just I'm just gonna pop into we're gonna start Battle Report of the Week. I was debating doing another video, but I want to make sure I have enough time to get the real life stuff done. So we're just going to do pop right into Battle Report of the Week, because that pretty much covers everything we're going to do today, except for our wheel spins, which I might have to do. Oh yeah. Oh, I got 3 wheel spins. Interesting. I kind of want to show that screen too. So let me do this real quick. Let's do the wheel spins, then we'll go into the Battle Report of the Week. So I want to show this here. All right, so let me pop up. So I got to add this, because I did get a wheel spin from one of the quests too. So I've got to add a new window here. I wonder if I should try to do game capture on that. Well, yeah, I don't want to experiment while I'm live now. That'll be something to play around with later. So let's just go do window capture. Let's go Stronghold Kingdoms, and this should pick that up. There we go. Boop. So here we go. So we got 3 wheel spins, which is interesting. Because obviously now it's this is from a quest, so it's a tier 1 wheel spin. Treasure Castle. So Treasure Castle is going to have tier 1 through 5. So obviously from our 2 attacks, we now know they were successful, which we are about to see. One we got tier 2 treasure from, another we got tier 3 treasure from. So I get to pick. So let's start with a quest. 1 spin each here. So let's just go ahead. For a minute there, I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Let's go ahead and do that. Yep, that's why I thought that flipped back. So we're going to have to change this again to the wheel spin. There we go. Woohoo. So let's go ahead and do this wheel spin. Oh, nice quest wheel spin there. We cannot lose. I like that. So let's see what we get here. Card pack. So we get 5 industry card backs. So it's boosts to wood, stone, iron, and pitch production. Those are sort of what they contain, or things related to probably an instant build pitch rig or woodcutter hut, that kind of stuff. It's not too bad, not too shabby. Probably come in handy as we get more villages. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this back up again. Properties. Are you going to click to spin the quest wheel? Uh-oh. That's not the one we want. Free cards. There we go. All right, we're back. We're back. I'm gonna have to play around with that, see if I can get this to work the way we want. All right, so we'll just work our way up. So let's go do our tier 2 quest wheel spin here. No, come on. Free cards. Free cards? Oh, no, you are free cards. Gray out window? Nope. Stronghold Kingdoms. Let's go back to free cards now. There we go. Alright, so I've got to select something else, then go back to free cards for this. So let's see, we got 2 empty spots on here. So let's see what we get with this tier 2 spin. We're getting something. We are getting a card pack. Card points. Card points. So we got 40 card points. Nice. Alright. Not too shabby there. Now let's go ahead. I'm going to do this first. That way I can just bring up the wheel. Oh, okay. Now it automatically selects the wheel anyway because there are no other options. I only have the one spin left. So we'll do this. Come on. And then we'll flip back. Boop, there we go. To our wheel spin. Tier 3. So this one only has 1 empty spot. Let's see what we get here. Come on. Let's see what we got. Ooh, money, card points. 50 card points. So we got 90 card points out of those 2 treasures. Not too shabby. So I did buy a couple of card points. And I did throw down a I did use my last 2-day premium token too earlier this week, just to help get the construction quest completed. And of course, I completely forgot about moving something in one of my other villages, which was another reason why I wanted to play the premium token. And I completely forgot to move the other building in my villages so I could build my cathedral. So that kind of annoyed me when I went to into that village to go build something. I said, oh crap, I forgot to move that thing. All for the evening. All right, thanks for stopping by, Taz. I'll see you in the morning at some point, I guess. Maybe on Discord or wherever. I'll see you next time. How about we say that? All right, thanks for swinging by. I will see you next time. In the meantime, okay, so there's our wheel spin prizes. Let's go ahead. We are at about 1 hour and 23 into this for our battle repulse of the week.